America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and apparently some of the most dangerous places you could ever set foot in. While Hollywood loves to glorify crime-ridden streets in movies, some cities in the US make those fictional. Crime dramas look like a fairy tale. If you live in one of these places, just stepping outside might feel like playing Russian roulette with your life. From carjackings to shootouts, from gang turf wars to pickpocket havens, today we're counting down the 10 most dangerous places to live in the US. And trust me, some of these will shock you, so buckle up. And if you live in one of these cities, well, you might want to double check your locks tonight. Baltimore, the city with charm, a deep history, and a violent crime rate that makes tourists rethink their travel plans. Here, carjackings, robberies, and shootings are just another part of daily life. But if that's not enough, public transit might be your ultimate gamble. Every time you step on, you might as well flip a coin to see if you'll make it home. The most dangerous neighborhood? Middle East. Ironically, it's right next to Johns Hopkins Medical Center, one of the best hospitals in the country. Maybe that's because they get a lot of practice patching people up. The violent crime rate here? 45% above the national average. Welcome to Baltimore. New Orleans, home of jazz, Mardi Gras, and a criminal underground that thrives just as much as its tourism industry. Sure, the French Quarter looks charming, but it's also a pickpocket's paradise and a breeding ground for street hustlers with PhDs in deception. If you haven't been scammed at least twice before breakfast, did you even visit New Orleans? But wait, there's more. Murders, carjackings, and armed robberies happen so often they could have a daily schedule. And the police, they're stretched thin, overwhelmed, and dealing with things far worse than your stolen purse. Oh, and let's not forget hurricane season, which turns the city into an unwanted water park every year. The most dangerous neighborhood? Treme, famous for its jazz history, but infamous for something else. A violent crime rate 821% above the national average. Memphis, home of blues, Elvis Presley, and a crime rate that makes tourists wish they had stayed home. Beale Street is great for live music. Just don't wander too far, or you might end up on an episode of Cops. Car theft? Check. Armed robbery? Check. Random acts of violence? Triple check. Despite efforts to clean up downtowns across the US, Memphis is one of the exceptions. The downtown area is considered one of the most dangerous places in the country. Bad is it? The violent crime rate is 890% above the national average. Even the locals know the rules. Move fast, don't look lost, and mind your own business. Ever watched Breaking Bad and thought, wow, they really exaggerated Albuquerque's crime problem? Hate to break it to you, but they didn't. Carjackings, drug activity, and violent crimes are so common, they should be in the city's tourism brochures. Owning a car here? Good luck. Auto theft is practically a rite of passage. Criminals don't just steal your vehicle, they strip it for parts and sell them back to you, the original owner. The most dangerous neighborhood? Quigley Park. Right now, it has a violent crime rate 157% above the national average, a terrifying spike from its usual 750%. Chicago, the Windy City, where the bullets fly faster than the breeze. Gun violence here isn't a problem, it's a daily event. On weekends, crime reports look more like sports scores, with murders stacking up like a leaderboard. But here's the twist. Chicago doesn't technically rank #1 in violent crime rates because its population is so massive. More murders happen here than anywhere else in the US, yet statistically, it never tops the list. That should tell you something. The worst neighborhood? Washington Park. Population 13,000. Violent crime rate 297% above Chicago's average, 72% above the national average. San Francisco's rebellious little brother. Oakland is what happens when a city gets tired of being overshadowed and decides to become a crime capital instead. Here, carjackings and burglaries aren't occasional, they're guaranteed. Leave your car unattended for 5 minutes, say goodbye to your windows. And Amazon deliveries? They don't exist unless you personally grab them from the driver. The most dangerous neighborhood? Eastman. Crime rate? 619% above the national average. Jackson, Mississippi, a city so dangerous, 911 might just sigh and tell you to stay safe before hanging up. The crime here isn't just bad, it's record-breaking. With multiple neighborhoods over 500% above the national crime rate, it takes the title as the deadliest city in the US. Maddox Road is the worst of them all. The violent crime rate, 5,184% above the national average. Yes, you read that right. So what do you think? Did your city make the list? Let us know in the comments below. Have you lived in one of these places? What's your experience like? And if you found this interesting, you'll definitely want to check out the 2 videos popping up on your screen right now. Stay safe out there, and as always, be nice to each other.